Well, how often do you fly out of here?
I probably fly out of Akron-Canton, well, I'd say probably about 3 times a month.
On business?
All business. All business, yes.
Why Akron-Canton?
Akron-Canton gives me the best way to get to New York on a regular basis. I am an adjunct faculty at Rutgers University, so I'm able to get out there and do classes face-to-face with the students, and then get back here the next day. But then also, we've got a number of clients in the New York area, so we can usually combine trips or just go back and forth. It makes it real easy to essentially commute to New York City, get back home, and usually I can get home before my clients get to their home.
Uh, so it's pretty quick. You find the airport convenient to use, and can
It,
you maybe describe what it's like from the? Do you drive here yourself?
yes, the airport is amazingly convenient. I actually live in Louisville, so it only takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to get here, and then from the car, through security, and then up to the gate usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Even when there's a long line, really doesn't take that long. So it's just a real easy procedure just to find a spot, in the parking lot. I think I actually spend more time looking for a good spot than getting through security.
Well, could you describe what point by point? You drive here, you park your car, you turn off your ignition, then what? Can you just describe your experience of getting here from your car
Yeah,
to your gate?
usually I've got my boarding pass printed out, so rarely do I have to check a bag. When I do, I can just drop it off, head through security. Even if I'm not checking a bag, I've got my boarding pass, so I just go right from the parking lot into the security line, and then I'm up to the gate in just a matter of minutes. It's nice that they have the shuttles. I find on rainy days and snowy days, I use the shuttles. Other than that, the parking lot's just, it's easy enough just to walk out there and back and forth from the airport.
How about the flight experience? Have you been flying AirTran by yet?
I love flying AirTran. AirTran out of Akron-Canton to New York has allowed us to build a lot of business nationally and even internationally. Uh, our business would not be what it is today if we didn't have that direct line to New York City. Just the ability to grow the clientele that we have out there, to get out there at a moment's notice for meetings, for appointments. Really, we wouldn't have the agency we have today if it weren't for that. And the AirTran experience is just wonderful. It's always a clean flight. The flight attendants are always very nice. Come to find out, they actually do. They stay at the hotel downtown, the McKinley Grand, and we all share a love of Sherry Sweet. So once in a while, I'll bring some cookies or something for them, just because I know that's a big favorite. Um, but it's a great experience, and also because I've been making the flight often enough, I usually get the upgrade just as I hit the counter there. So it always makes it a smooth ride when you can do that.
Well, they're going to merge in now with Southwest.
With the merge with Southwest, really, I'm looking to the advantage of that is the amount that Southwest offers, getting into western parts of the country and really building up some additional markets. I mean, as long as they keep that flight between Canton and New York, I will be fine. But to be able to develop other cities and really the fare structure is about the same, it's really exciting to know that we're going to be able to have even more destinations available out of Canton here.
You've used the airport a lot, and it sort of has its own personality. I mean, do you think it's a good the Akron-Canton Airport and Southwest? Do you think that's a good match?
I think
And why?
it's a great match. I see it as both are scrappy underdogs that have a lot to offer. This airport, if you get into social media and look at the comments that people leave when they're here, they all say the same thing. It's a clean, nice facility. Everything's easy to find. It's very bright. It's, you know, I, as much as I travel, it's not often you find a clean, nice airport. Some of them are very dark. They're very old. It's obvious that there's a lot being put into this airport, and it's really, from growing up here in this area, it's a real source of pride when people come into Akron-Canton and they comment about how nice the airport is.
Do you see a connection between how they run the airport and say how Southwest runs their business? I mean, do they really complement each other?
They do. They do. I mean, Southwest is a very accessible airline, very transparent. You can, you can get onto some of their websites and their social media sites, and you can get news from baggage handlers and pilots and attendants and find out what's going on behind the scenes. I think the airport here is the same way. It's very accessible. They host a lot of events here. They're involved in the chambers of commerce and a lot of the area groups. And so, as a community, you always know what's going on here at the airport, the milestones that they've reached, and the plans that they have. And it's very similar with Southwest Airlines, that you know the milestones they've reached, the plans they have. I think for both the business and the family traveler, you know what you're going to get. And it's a reliable, good experience.
And you do some vacation traveling out of here?
Not as much as I'd like to. I do mostly business travel, but when I do have some family travel, I will say that's where the AirTran down to Disney has been awesome.
Fantastic.
So that's one thing I hope Southwest definitely keeps there is the flights to Orlando and southern Florida. Makes it very easy and affordable, especially when you have a large family that you've got to buy a lot of seats.
Is there anything else that you can like to inquire about?